Right. Okay. Sulavenaka, everyone. Very good morning, very good afternoon to all of you. At the offset, just take this time on behalf of your WanTok team here in Suva. Thank you all for taking time out your busy schedule to sit with us. What we'd like to call a WanTok Talanoa session, where we talk about key issues, topics that ANTED is rolling out with you in partnership with your national administration to be able to ensure that the work that we do is done well, but also done with proper understanding of what needs to come across. I also like to acknowledge and thank those of you that have always been part of this webinar, week in, week out. I know that we've sequence it in such a way that we have a week off and have something coming up. But acknowledging that and for your contribution right throughout the year on some of the topics that we've been talking about. Today, we'll be talking about TRS, Time Release Study, with my good friend Ravi. And I'm sure most of you are aware of the work that ANTED is doing, in addition to other work that we're doing, that the TRS will now be an automated platform within AW that you can run. And we will talk about that and unpack that a bit with Ravi. Ravi will talk about the technicalities of it and how it connects to your business improvement strategies and everything that falls off from there. But at the offset, like what we've been doing for the past weeks, I think it's important for us as customs, as trade officials, as people that operate at the border, to understand that we operate in a rule-based environment. And a rule-based environment starts off with policy, and from my goodness. Oh my goodness. So that means all this while I was talking, it is me. When I from okay, just all right, okay. I hope I didn't drop off. I thought I was mute all the time. Anyways, so just going back, time release study has been around for some time. It's in fact about 15 to 20 years, but the modality of how time release study is being implemented, that has changed. So different countries approach it differently. Some take a custom-centric time release study where they just do a review of customs processes. Some take a holistic view of the border, which takes in the government agency. And in the context of today's discussion, and in which the automated TRS will work, it starts off within customs. And I think it's important to understand that our scope for today's discussion, while we talk about TRS, it's very much custom-centric. Manifest, payment, clearance. So that's the context. That's the scope in which we will talk about that time release study. And to start off, as I was talking about earlier, the base of TRS, and if you look at the revised Kyoto Convention, for those of you that are familiar with it, Chapter 3, which talks about all the operations of customs, Chapter 6, which is on RM and Intel, and Chapter 9 on business partnership on RKC, clearly articulates all the components of how it is important to measure your release time. And it's all pointing towards TRS. And now with the WTO TFA, the whole of Chapter 7, the whole of Article 7, the whole of Article 8 points towards the time release study. And that's why it's important for government agencies, for customs and trade, to use TRS as a tool, for a diagnostic tool for improvement. And taking that into consideration, because it's international standard, it obligates customs, it obligates trade to use this as a diagnostic tool to assess and identify different bottlenecks within its supply chain. And in the context of today's discussion, it's customs clearance from manifest to when the cargo gets out of the wharf, whether it's maritime space or air freight. But the principle that is applied is primarily the same. So in our context, it's usually the pre-arrival process, electronic payments, the types of risk-based inspection that's done, and even if you have post-clearance audit, all of these things are taken into account. So in some ways, you could say that TRS is also about the performance engine for customs moving forward. It sets the basis for modernizing customs. The frequency in which you want to have your time-release study, it's entirely up to different institutions. But it becomes the diagnostic backbone for modernization for customs. And the other thing that I also like to highlight in terms of policy for TRS is when we use it to identify your bottlenecks, it's also important to see that this is a tool that is not there to criticize. A lot of times, a lot of organizations, when they look at time release study, it actually criticizes the inefficiencies along the way. Some see it as that, the inefficiency in clearance at the wharf, inefficiency in clearance at the long room, whether it's declaration, even the inefficiency in clearance in payment, and some of the logistical movement, whether it's going to the warehouse or whether it's going to your inland freight station. The good thing about this is you have a diagnostic view across your customs value chain. And for some, when it highlights the lack in their process, they tend to become defensive. So the idea here is that we see this as an opportunity to improve. And not something to criticize, especially when you're talking to customs agency, customs brokers, shipping agents, freight forwarders. A lot of these things will highlight the lack, and we're not even going outside of the customs scope. We're still within very much. So the idea is that what underscores all of this is that you cannot improve what you don't measure. And I say that again, you cannot improve what you don't measure. So this is a tool where we are measuring, release time at different intervals of customs. So when we talk about manifest, from manifest to whether it's stored manifest to registered manifest, hanging bills, process to auction cargo, uncleared cargo, all the way validation of this, all of these process within the TRS context, you're able to identify the time it takes for this process to kick in, and who does it, who needs to do it, when it needs to happen. But also what's important to understand is within this process, you are governed by your national legislation. And it's not only your national legislation. When brokers, when freight forwarders and shippers are involved, they're also governed by their policies. They're governed by international standards in which they operate in. And all of these things, when we talk about TRS, the diagnostic view is that how can we harmonize? How can we improve? How can we bring together policies and procedure in a manner that it ensures that you're clearing cargo within a set time frame, but you're not compromising your security protocols. And again, it comes back to what the customs function is. Customs role is highly facilitative. At the same time, it must not compromise its security requirement. And at the back of that is how efficient can customs do that. And that's important. That's why the time release study work is very important, because it's able to identify the inefficiency. This is the opportunity for you to be able to identify those gaps, not only internal gaps within customs, but also gaps in your relationship with your brokers, relationship with your shippers, your relationship with your other partners that all contribute to that movement of cargo along the supply chain. So basically, in the nutshell, this is what it is. This is a diagnostic tool, the principle of diagnostic tool that is used to be able to identify these key bottlenecks along the supply chain. And if you're to cluster those supply chain in the context of ASYCUDA, it's manifest, declaration, payment. and out to clearance. Yeah, and they all have different choke points along the way, and those things, when TRS used to be done manually before, it takes about almost a week and a half, and about 4 or 5 teams to come into it. Remember back in the days, WCO, IMF, all of these guys come across the Pacific, they come and do this work. But now, 2025, we have the opportunity now to be able to capture it in the system within AW, and we have a tool to be able to run reports real time for TRS. But I think it's important for us to understand what TRS is, why it's there, and what underscores the function. The other thing that I also like to highlight is that if you look at development partners, the World Bank, EU, DFAT, MFAT, IMF, all of these guys, they point to TRS as a tool that they'd like to see that forms the basis for their assistance. They will always ask, okay, what's your clearance time? So they will always want you to do a time release study so that it will help them to provide a targeted assistance in how they can come and modernize you. And there's always the notion that if you want a fast trade, stronger system, trusted border, TRS must be one of your national and regional reform tool that you will use. And then they always refer to this. So very briefly and very broadly, for us in the Pacific, for us to increase our national competitiveness, to increase our regional competitiveness, this is a tool a practical tool that we can use not only to track the type of clearance, the inefficiencies, the stoppage, the blockage along the supply chain, not only do it manually like what you used to do it. Now the opportunity is to automate it. It's now in an automated fashion, which now I'll ask my colleague Ravi to share with us this morning. Hopefully later on we can get some questions and some discussion around this. Thank you again. Over to you, Ravi. You're muted, Ravi.
Thank you, Tevita. Let me share my presentation. Okay. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ravinda Warnakulage, and I serve as the information system officer at UNCTAD. Most of you already know me. Today I will be presenting on the time release study within the ASYCUDA system. Following this presentation, there will be a live demonstration in ASYCUDA World to show how to extract the time release data using available tools. Let's begin with this slide. What is the difference between data and information? Here we can see clear distinction between the two. Information can be extracted from raw data, and over the years, each country's custom organization has collected a large amount of data. Sometimes it becomes necessary to convert this raw information into meaningful information. Here we have data, and this side we have the information. Information is more structured and data is mostly raw. Here we can observe the table-based organization of data in the ASYCUDA custom database. However, it provides limited information for management decision making. UNCTAD has introduced and facilitated several tools to transform raw data into meaningful outputs for decision making. So we can name them Jasper Report Server. We have the Jasper Report Server to get meaningful data information. ASYCUDA World Dashboard, and also ASYCUDA World reports like cash sheets, daily daybook information and things like that, and custom declaration information. This is the Jasper Report Server. This is the Jasper report server, which helps extract data in a meaningful way and present in a report format. Based on different input parameters, we can extract information to support management decision making. Next one is ASYCUDA dashboard. This is the ASYCUDA dashboard, which helps summarize data in tabular or different chart forms. This is, again, we can convert data to the meaningful information. By analyzing custom data, we can identify barriers and delays in custom processes and address any bottlenecks, if any. Delays in clearing cargo can occur at various stages throughout the entire supply chain cycle. For example, during landing, delivery, loading, and other logistic operations. However, our focus will be specifically on delays related to custom processes, as these often have a significant impact on clearance, time, and overall trade efficiency. Let us work on identifying delays and bottlenecks in the custom processes by analyzing existing custom declaration data. In ASYCUDA, we have developed a reporting feature to extract time release information. A separate e-document known as the TRS report is available within the ASYCUDA report module and can be used to extract detailed time release data. Here we have the module, and under AW report, we can find this e-document TRS report. There we can run the TRS information. This e-document includes two types of parameters. So this is the e-document. So here we have different input parameters. So one is mandatory parameters, where values must be entered, it should be entered. And second one is optional parameters, which can be left blank if not applicable. So we can leave them blank. Once the system completes processing, several emails with attachments will be sent to your ASYCUDA email. So this is normal ASYCUDA email. There will be several emails coming into your email box, personal email box. The email attachments consist of multiple PDF reports along with an Excel file. So these are the different graphs and Excel files, which has all the information related to time release data. So we have the graph for SAT register to assess time, scatter plot, assess to paid. Likewise, we have different graphs and one Excel sheet. We will look them in when we run the live run. Okay, this is the first report. The first graph presents a histogram and scatter plot illustrating the time data from SAD register to assess process. So this is the SAD register to assess time data. Here we have two graphs. One is histogram, other one is a scatter plot. This side we have the minutes, number of minutes, and this side different declarations. So it shows the time to register, time to assess from register. And next graph, this graph presents a histogram and scatter plot illustrating the time interval between SAD assessment and payment. This is the assessment and payment time data. And this one, again SAD, paid to print release order. So we have all the timing here. Same thing, the histogram and the scatter plot. So we have this data for the timing, print release order, and paid. So this one is the manifest. Manifest store to register time. This graph presents histogram and scatter plot illustrating the time interval between manifest store to register. So here we have different dots here in the scatter plot. We will analyze these things when we run our live run. This one again the bill of lading. So you all know the bill of lading. So we have two operations. One is store, other one is validate. So this is time between store and validate. So here we have another graph. So BL again validate to SAD assess time. So from SAD validation, BL validation to SAD assess time. So we can capture these details. So initially we had this data as raw data. Now we have already converted this data in form of information. So we have now information here, meaningful information. Again, BL validate to SAD register. So here again same two graphs, histogram and the scatter plot. So this is the zero line here. Okay, this is the Excel output, MS Excel output. The Microsoft Excel output contains all the numerical data related to the time release study. We will revisit both the graphs and the Excel file during the live demonstration. So here we have the Excel file. It has all the payment timestamp, declaration details, everything is in this Excel sheet. So this is the part 2 of the same Excel sheet. So next one, how to reduce process time and enhance efficiency. We will now explore various strategies and approaches to minimize processing time and enhance overall efficiency. By integrating manifest XML, we can streamline the manifest keying process and significantly reduce the need for manual data entry. So using this cargo manifest, under cargo manifest, we have XML integration. So using this e-documents, we can integrate XML into ASYCUDA. Instead of typing all the bill of lading manifest data into the system, we can save some time by using these XML files. So we have this XML format. This is a sample XML file illustrating the general segment of a cargo manifest. If shipping lines prepare their manifest in XML format, it can significantly reduce delays caused by manifest data entry. So shipping line, if they can prepare this one, so they can reduce their keying time and the delay, manifest delay. This is the sample XML file representing the manifest at the D group level. So same as the manifest, we can use the XML technology for D group level. Likewise, if freight forwarders prepare their cargo consolidation data in XML format, it can help eliminate delays associated with manifest data entry. So freight forwarders can use XML integration. Similarly, exporters and importers can utilize a Microsoft Excel file to compile and organize their multi-item SAD, single administration document, declarations efficiency. So we have here in ASYCUDA XML Excel integration. Using this one, outside ASYCUDA, they can prepare multi-item declaration. Then they can reduce some time, key in all the data in SAD declaration. This is the MS Excel format. So we have two segments. One is general segment, other one is item segment. So if they can prepare this Excel file easily, we can integrate this one into ASYCUDA. So we can save some time, increase the processing time. Also, brokers can utilize pre-saved XML templates to accelerate data submission to customs, thereby reducing the time between bill of lading, validation, and the subsequent stages of custom declaration, like store, register, and assess. They can have multiple templates in ASYCUDA saved in XML format. So using that, they can reduce key in time and increase the reduce the delays and increase the processing efficiency. This is the sample custom declaration XML file. So this is when we save XML file. So this is the sample output of the XML file. Other thing is custom administration can deploy containers and cargo scanners to accelerate goods clearance and enhance border processing efficiency. Most of the custom administration or many custom administration, they have their cargo scanners and container scanners. Using this, we can avoid the examination part. So then we can release the cargo quickly without examination. So if we can introduce this one, then we can increase the border processing efficiency. So we can focus on following areas present to improve the processing efficiency and reduce operational delays. Here I have listed some of the things. We have already some of the custom administration, we have already practiced this one. First one is we can improve the risk management criteria and increase percentage of green cargo. So we can increase the green cargo. So instead of without any examination, we can release. But for that, we have to increase the risk management criteria, and we need to have a proper risk management criteria. Also, we can introduce authorized economic operator scheme so that we can identify importers, good importers, exporters. Then we can give a kind of a better treatment for them. Also, we can have post-clearance audit. If we can maintain good post-clearance audit team within the custom, we can clear the goods, then we can come back and we can do the post-clearance process. Then we can increase the process efficiency, then reduce delays. Identify the custom officers who create unnecessary delays when approving custom declaration. This is human part. Actually, sometimes some custom officers, they purposely delay the custom declaration. So we can use this TRS data to identify which declaration takes longer than the others. So then we can identify officers who is performing unnecessary delays. Other one is the gold card program to identify is kind of a benefit to taxpayers. So we can introduce gold card program. Other one is training and education. So educate and train custom brokers, importers to minimize incomplete, missing or inaccurate information on SAT declarations. So we can educate all the brokers and know importers and exporters. Then they will, if they submit any incomplete declaration, then the custom officers has to stop this one and they have to take extra time to investigate the correct errors and things like that. So we can reduce that one by educating brokers and importers. This is actually is little bit out of control for, custom purview, but we can minimize the regulatory other agency delays. So we can discuss with them. If there's any delays, we can identify them and we can let them know. We can advise them to get rid of those delays and process the declaration as soon as possible. Other one is receive advanced cargo information so that profiling can be done in advance and advanced manner. So this is one, ASYHub is one example. And we can identify many more, like, so if we can identify data, so we can identify information, and then we can identify what are the bottlenecks, and we can introduce new measurements to improve our process efficiency. Okay, now we'll try to run this report in ASYCUDA. I will share my.
Ravi,
Yes.
sorry, before we go to the demo, can you go
Okay.
back to the emailed graphs that are generated now by the AWTRS module and help us to read it a little more? I think we skimmed through it a little too fast. So if you could help us.
Thank you, Dhanushka. I will, when we run the live demonstration, I will explain that one.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dhanushka. Thank you very much. Okay, this is one of our test servers. So these are the modules, ASYCUDA modules. So here we have the ASYCUDA reports. So we have included our TRS report under this one, AW report. So this is the e-document. You can right click and open the e-document. And here we have all the mandatory parameters. If you press this one, it shows you what are the mandatory parameters and also the optional parameters. If you want to narrow down the search, the data, so you can include declarant. If you want to find time release data for any particular declarant, for particular exporter, any importer, or any particular office, then you can enter these data. But these are optional. But this is the mandatory parameters. Either you have to select import or export and the time period. Here we have put a small advisory here. To minimize impact on production operation, it is recommended to run this report outside of normal working hours. This is open-ended date and to date. You can put any date. If you put a bigger date, like the difference is bigger, then it creates a lot of burden on the production server. It may slows down your production operation. But for the time release data, so it's better to get the last month data. 1 month data would be more than enough. Or if you want to run bigger reports, bigger period, then you can run these reports outside the production windows. And this one here, I'm going to put some data here because in this test server, we don't have much data. So it's I can put whatever the time. So then you have to verify this one and if you see this one, it breakdown, it processes all the data and sends it the email. So it gets this email. If you see this one, now this is the timestamp, latest one, 313, 113. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 emails. So each email has its own separate attachment. If you see this one, this is the PDF. So where you can find that graph. This is the time release data, SAD register to assess time histogram. Likewise, each and every email, it has a separate attachment. This one is a PDF. So from here to here, so we have PDF attachment, and this is the Excel output where it has all the numerical data. If you want to manipulate data, so you can use this Excel file to do some operations. Okay, let's look at, so these are the saved reports. I have already saved these reports. So in this folder, we have all these reports. So I'm going to open one by one. So this is the BL store to validate time. So BL, we have two operations. As you all know, we have two operations. One is store, validate time. So in this axis, we have the minutes, time in minutes. This axis, we have SAD, the BL declaration, SAD declaration. So if you see this one, so some of them are very high. See, if you, this is the same thing, scatter plot. So now you can see what is the situation here. So these dots are not good because the dots closer to 0 is better. If it is 0, it's better, but practically it won't happen, 0 timing. But closer to 0, it is identical and it is good. But we have to look into these things and in Excel sheet and what are the declaration, and you have to improve the process. So this is BL store to validate. Next one is BL validated to assess time. This one is BL validated. So we process this one, this report, this graph actually, because there will be some delays between BL validate to SAD assess. So we have to monitor that one in order to streamline our time release delays. So this one, see, so there are a lot of delays here. So it's far away from 0 here, 0 line. And histogram also, it shows there are some outliers, lot of outliers here. So if you see these details, so that is the delay. So we converted our data into information. Now this is the information. So we can look into this equation and you have to find out what are the reasons. It could be because of the officers' delays. It could be because of other OGA didn't give the approval on time, or maybe the examination issues. So then every month we have to take, we can take these reports and improve the process. And this one is the validate to SAD register. So we can process this one is validate to BL validate to register time. So here is little bit better, but still you can improve this one. See, it's far away from 0 line. This one is the register manifest store to manifest register. See this one here, this area. But this one is good. See, closer to 0. But we need to investigate this one. Why this is happening? Next time we can find some solution and we can next time report. If it is okay, then it's good. So we have likewise it's a kind of a continuing process. This is the SAD assessed to paid time. This is better, these areas, but still you can find some outliers here. See? So we can improve this one. So we have to find out these outliers. See, maybe examination, some investigation. So you have to look. You have to find out the reason, actual reason behind those delays. Next one is paid to release order time. So actually, this is no data because it's only the pre-release order. This one is the register, SAD register to assess time. So it's not good actually because it's, see, scattered here and there. So we have to, the each custom administration have to run these things and try to minimize these outliers. Okay, this one is the Excel sheet. So it probably base of all those graphs is this Excel sheet. It has all this information. So you can manipulate this data if you want to different dimensions. You can sort, or maybe you can rearrange this data and find the required delays or required outcome. In this Excel sheet, we have the declaration data. So you can identify the declaration and end of the, and here we have the registration timestamp and the selectivity lane and assess timestamp and payment timestamp and release order date and time and the payment method. So you can identify like what we can introduce e-payment. So cash payment, but e-payment. Then it will enhance the processing efficiency. Likewise, we can improve step by step. And the manifest stored. I have already showed you manifest stored. If these timings is higher, then we can ask them to, okay, don't type manually, try to put them in the XML. So one time you can submit the declaration. And the voyage departure date, voyage number, and the BL number. And this is the BL stored time and the BL validate. And here we have the inspection act created time. Here we have some FOB values. You can get some information on this one. If the you can see whether if the FOB value is high or something like that. So you have the data. Now you can manipulate and get some required outputs. So these are the time in minutes. This one is register to assess time. This column in minutes. And this one is assess to paid, again in minutes. So this should be closer to 0. Practically it can't be 0, but maybe 1 hour, 2 hour, which means 120 minutes, 180 minutes. But this one is paid to print release order. This one is manifest store to register time. And this one is BL store to validate time. Okay, last two. This one is BL register to SAD register. So we can measure this one and see whether is there any delays. BL is submitted, but nobody is submitting SAD declaration for that particular BL. We can see what is the reason for this delay, because it counts, because it's a custom delay. So people, the freight forwarders and shipping lines, they have already submitted their BLs, manifest, everything is ready. But importers, they don't submit their declaration on time. So, but overall, it counts to the total delay. And this one is a BL registered to SAD assets. Same thing, BL is registered, but why is the delay? Why is this delay? Why they are not submitting their declaration on time? So these are the different parameters, these are different timings. So you can identify the outlier declarations from here, because you have all the timings here. You can sort, you can get the, then you can log into the ASYCUDA and open up that declaration and see the actual delay. It could be because of the officer delay, or maybe some investigation, some frauds and things like that. If it is a genuine case, then it's okay. But if it is not genuine, then we have to look into them, and we have to find remedies for those delays. Okay, so that's it about that time release thing. So I think you have already know all these XML things and everything by now. So here the manifest module. Under this one, we have the XML integration. You can use this one actually for the freight forwarders and shipping lines. For the call order, full cargo, regroup. So we have 3 different XML integrations. They can use these facilities. And also for the SAD declarations, we have these things here. This part we have the MS Excel import. So outside ASYCUDA, they can prepare the Excel with the multi-item. So then they can import using this one, this button. I have this one here, one Excel sheet. It has 120 items. So they can already prepare this one. So without typing, so they can, if they can prepare the importers, exporters, if they can prepare the Excel file, so they can reduce their data entry time. So some importers and exporters are good at Excel manipulation. And likewise, these are the XML operations. You already know how to save and how to get the XML information. So if you can save this one, different templates, then you can import and customize these things. And I will show you the Excel template also. This is 120 item Microsoft Excel template. This is 3 item Microsoft Excel template. As I showed you, there are 2 tabs here, general segment. You can have your data here, general segment, and also the item segment. Okay, thank you. Then with this, I'm going to conclude our time release study presentation. Thank you, Tevita, for your first part. Arishma, Tevita, so over to you.
So thank you so much, Ravi. Thank you for unpacking the TRS element to the AW enabling component, and thank you for everything that you've said. That you clearly, very clearly for everyone to understand. Maybe we'll open this up for time of questions. If there's anyone that has any questions or comments, we'd like to hear from you. How do you see this? How do you see this as a tool to help you modernize your institution? Given the specific context, we are scattered islands, our freight costs are so high. This is one way of ensuring that our competitiveness are good, making sure that if we monetize the clearance time, there's a lot that we can save. So it'd be good to get some questions from the floor. Anyone?
What's wrong with my computer? Okay, so sorry, before we take questions, I just wanted to say that we've now managed to now install this, right, in the test servers for various countries, correct? Can we elaborate a little bit on that? And now the rollout procedure for actually deploying it in countries. And I understand some other countries that are on the older AW module, older AW models are not able to run it, and we're trying to sort that out. Can you elaborate on this, please? Thanks.
Yes, Nanashri, thank you. Thank you very much for raising that question. Actually, we have already installed on your test servers. Some countries we have already installed, but for SMP countries, our colleague Rajesh and myself, so we are working on to install in the, because their versions is a little bit older. So we are working on to install the same report module on their test servers. So you can run the report on your test server. And if it is okay, so we can migrate these things onto live server. So you can run reports on the live server. Thank you, Nanashri.
Yeah, so to migrate it onto the live server once the administrations have looked at the version on their test server, please do reach out to Ravi so that he can assist you in deploying it. Thank you.
Thank you, Danushki, and thank you, Ravi, for clarifying that. I think we've got a question. We've got a question on the chat there, the chat box. So let me just read from Stanley. Hi all, does the AWTRS Excel report, is it comparable to upload to the WCO TRS software? Maybe Ravi, the compatibility of the Excel, is it comparable to the current WCO TRS software? Or that's a question from
yeah, this is the independent one, so it is not compatible with the WCO.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, I think from our side, we were keen to support all the countries that are not WCO members as well, right? So now everyone who's running AW can run it, even if you're not a WCO member. If you are a WCO member and you have access to that methodology, you can use the information in the data sheets, transpose it as you need to be able to do that reporting, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. And I hope, Stanley, that answers your question. At least you've got something, a baseline to work off. And, you've got something that you can maybe easily transpose. But in terms of comparability over time, this is the starting point. We can only get better from here. But thank you for that question. We've got another one from John. John Loy, quick question. Does the TS report include declarations that are selected red, yellow, and blue? Yes, quick question. Quick thing. Yes, maybe Ravi, you can unpack that a bit. The selectivity, does the TRS, how does the TRS capture that?
Thank you, Ravita and John. So yes, John. So it has all the selected decorations, red, green, and blue also, and green. Yeah, thank you.
I'll just read out the questions to you. Ravi. There's another one from Loaki. Can we have a copy of the said Excel file so that they would be more faster for brokers to lodge their declaration?
Yeah,
yep,
sure.
we
can forward you.
Right. Anybody else with any question? Or there's another one here. There's another one from Dodan. Yo, Bula Dodan. I can see different PDF files. When you run report in the Excel file, is it everything together in one sheet? So they're trying to understand this. I can see different PDF file, report, Excel, is everything together in one sheet. Okay, they are separate reports, Ravi. Eh? So Dodan is asking, there are different PDF reports that you generate. The question is whether you can put it all in one sheet. That's what Dodan is asking.
Yeah, actually, you can we can use outside the software to amalgamate all these PDF because it's a matter of amalgamating all these PDF into one document. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to add another point to this to say, like, all this time, we've only been able to, given how cumbersome the TRS process was, we've only been able to run it like not even once a year, right? Sometimes it's every 2, 3, 4 years. But now you're able to run it as and when you need it. You can run it on a monthly basis. You can run it depending on your internal process, which should now be updated based on the type of information that you're able to generate and access, so that different parts of your PCA and risk management teams are able to now review this information and feed it into your business process colleagues to see as well. Yeah. Yeah, Tay?
Thank you, Danuski. And I think you've answered Stanley's question. His next question was asking about a standard time frame for published processing time. Eh? WCO has a standard time frame, but I think in light of what you just said, this is the opportunity where you can nationally just create, because now you have the platform to be able to run the report. It's basically a diagnostic tool to improve. Eh? So in terms of time frame, it's entirely up to you. You can use the WCO time frame, or you can create your own to improve your processes and your partners, business partners, that is. Hope that answers your question, Stanley. And thank you, Danuski, for that. Anybody else? TRS report be generated as a complete sheet, meaning if a TRS was generated in January, which shows it's incomplete, can another TRS be generated again for the same report in January showing incomplete as a gap field? Understand that question. Can a TRS report be generated complete sheet? Any TRS generated in January shows incomplete. I'm trying to understand the question. It says, can a TRS report be generated as a complete sheet? First one, meaning if a TRS was generated in January. Oh yeah. Can you run the report as many times as you want? Yes, you can run it as much as you want it, but also understand the intent of running it. It's there in your system. You can run it as frequent as you want it.
No, so that's the answer to the question to Veldina.
Yep.
They can run the report as many times as they want.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Riz. Yeah. Another question here. Maybe save the different versions for comparison. Yep. Okay. Stanley saying Vanuatu don't. Oh, John. Any other questions? And thank you for those questions. Yeah, thank you for highlighting those questions. It's good to unpack some of these things. Any other questions from the floor? The report that was run by Ravi for Maria for Vessel Fund. Very nice. Shows incomplete. Yep. So the frequency of the report is entirely up to you. You can run it whenever this report is required. So looks like we don't have any other question. Again, thank you everyone for today. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule and being part of this webinar. We will continue to liaise with you and work with you around improving this. This is the first time that we're doing this in this region, this part of the world. It can only get better from here. Eh? This is part of your modernization tool and how best we can all harmonize in doing this better. So till next time, all the best and Vina Valeu and go Queensland. Eh?
Oh, no, just to
Bye.
say, please do get in
Oh.
touch with Ravi to roll it out as well, because the systems are not live in your system. So please do work with him so that it can be deployed. Thank you. Have a good week.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Naka,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.